Hello and welcome back. Today is the second video on data analyst, and this series will learn about the dataset is called NFL, National Football League data source, has been a major obstacle in the creation of a modern reproduction research in football analysis. तो एक फुटबॉल का फुटबॉल लीग का डेटा सेट है एंड उसमें हम ऐसा कुछ एनालिसिस लगाने वाले हैं जिससे हमें पता चलेगा कि अ, एक एनालिटिकली व्यू हमारा बदलेगा और हम इसमें अलग-अलग टूल लगाने वाले हैं। हम डेटा हैंडलिंग करने वाले हैं, मिसिंग वैल्यूज़ को निकालने वाले हैं, फीचर को जानने वाले हैं, डेटा फॉर्मेशन करने वाले हैं, आगे जाके इसका नॉर्मलाइजेशन और स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन भी सीखने वाले हैं। इस डेटा सेट से एक मीनिंगफुल डेटा जो कि हम प्रोसेस कर सकते हैं फॉर एनालिटिकल एंड मॉडल बिल्डिंग, तो वो हम करने वाले हैं। बट और इस डेटा सेट का जो लिंक है वो मैं वीडियो के लास्ट में या वीडियो के लिंक शेयर कर दूंगा। जो डेटा सेट का लिंक है वो शेयर कर दूंगा। ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. So as I mentioned, NFL play by play 2009 to 2016 का ये डेटा है and we'll start with that data set. So before starting, I'll just create NFL, store it into NFL. I'll read my dataset. Before doing that, I'll just import pandas as a PD and import numpy as a NP. Once I import my basic library, I'll start reading that dataset. So NFL is equal to pd dot read CSV, and I'll pass my uh, dataset path over here. Once I pass that, you can see, okay, I did mistake PD. Okay, now PD dot read CSV. Let's see. Once we read that, we'll start with NF. It is a big data set, I think so. That's why it's taking a little bit more. NFL dot head, and I'll give a 10 over here. Okay, we pass 10. So let's see, I need a 10 rows from this. So you can see I'm getting a 10 rows of 102 columns. We have around 102 columns. You can see date, game ID, जो गेम हुआ है उसका आईडी है, ड्राइव, QTR, down time, then we have a time under, time second, play, time brief. As I mentioned in previous video, you need a domain knowledge. If you don't have a domain knowledge, just go, like, this is a sports football data set. It come under a sports domain. So just go and watch some football match, or just go read about football, how they have a time, how many players they play, penalty, or just go through all the things. If you watch the game, will you have the good domain knowledge, and you can start doing analytics, or you can just read the dataset and you'll know कि इस dataset में क्या column और क्या feature दिए गए हैं. Or yeah, let's start. So I'll check my shape. So I'll just write NFL dot shape. I'll get my dataset shape. So you can see here I have a three lakh rows, 362 rows around, and 102 columns. So after getting the shape, I'll just write NFL dot info. I think so. I'm not gonna get all the info because the information is big. So I'll just write NFL dot columns. Even I'm not gonna get all the columns in one thing because we have 102 columns. So you can see here dot dot dot. I'm not getting all the columns. Once we done that, we'll check. the first thing here. Uh, in previous, if you have not watched my previous video, first video, go and watch first video. You'll learn a basic thing, domain knowledge, how to read, how to get that convert into a CSV again, and all basic knowledge I have shared in first video. Now this is a little more advanced or little this is the second step in analytics we are learning. So what we're gonna learn here, we're gonna handle the missing value. So I'll just write here. I'll just take a and I'll just write uh, identifying, identifying, identify and handling missing, missing value. Okay. Well, so in this video, or one of the tasks we are going to do in this video is identifying and handling the missing value. So actually it is a big topic, but we're going to cover the basic thing here, not going into a very deep like uh, detection and handling, because when we talk about a missing value treatment, there is a two topic. First is detection. You should know there is missing value or not. If there is a missing value, then what type of missing value is a pair detection, list by dropping, or dropping the entire column. If you have a detection, then you know which imputation technique should you use. So if it is a missing randomly, then you use a different technique. If it is not randomly missing, then you use a different technique. There are multiple things over here, but we are not going to do a dip. We are not going to go into a dip. We are doing a basic thing. Maybe in upcoming videos we'll see all those things, but for now we'll do the one thing is we'll check the null value. So I'll just write nfl is null, and I'll just pass dot sum over here. So let's see how many null values we have in our dataset. And if you see, so you can see here, 2,20,956 rows are missing or a null value. So what you're gonna do, because this is the data set of 3 lakh and around 50,000. So if from this data set we are getting a 2,000 2 lakh rows or 2020 lakh rows are null value, then you should not treat those column, because you're getting around 70% of data is missing, so you cannot do the analytics over there, or you cannot develop a model over there. So I'll basically you should do the some techniques, or you should revise with your senior partner or a senior person which column should remove. But here I'll keep it as a simple, and if the rows, the column which have the 10,000 rows missing or a null value, will remove those column. So I have two methods. The first, not a method, or I have a two different technique or two different code with me that I'm going to share with you to get a, a rows which are a missing value. Will remove those column. So first one is column columns columns to drop. I'll just give the name. And what I'll do, I'll just write NFL dot columns, because I need all those columns, which columns, and dot NFL dot is null, because I want all the null values, and then we'll write sum over here. So what I'll get the null values from the NFL data set. But what I want the rows, the columns which are greater than 10,000, where rows are missing more than 10,000. So I'll just write here a 10,000. Now I'll get all those columns which missing the 10,000 rows. So I'll just run that. And if you want to see those column name, you can just write here. And okay, index object is not callable because we have done something wrong here. I think so, but I don't think so. I did anything wrong. Columns. Something is something. Oh, oh, very basic mistake. I should keep it that into a square bracket, and I'm very sorry for that. It should work. I think so. Let's check. Still, I'm getting the index. What's wrong with this code? Dot NFL index object is not callable. Let me check again. So, uh, okay, I'll just go to one thing. I'll just pause for a second. You, I think stop me on that. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll go for the next method over here. I'll just write that method first, and I'll do the second method next time, or after completing the first method. NFL is equal to NFL dot drop now, and I'll pass my axis over here. If I just write axis, and I'll give the axis is equal to 1. 1 means the 0 means rows, and 1 means a column over here. So I'll just write axis as equal to 1. Then I'll pass my thresh is equal to threshold, which is the length of a data set NFL. And what I want is those uh, minus 10,000, because if I have the rows like 3,000, and if I have more than 10,000, then it will automatically delete that column from this. Uh, let's run that. Let me see. It should work. Now, once we have checked, let's do one thing is null, and I'll again check the column which present in NFL. So I go through this, you can see first I'm getting those are the features I'm getting. Now I'm getting those features, and if I check the size of NFL dataset shape, you'll see it will reduce to 59. The the rows are same, but the column are dropped from the original data set, because what we have done, we have removed all those columns which have more than 10,000 rows are missing. Okay, and the second method I have with me, but I don't know what's wrong with that, because I'm doing the same thing over here. I don't i don't think so. It should work actually. What I'll do the next thing, and I'll show you into a next video, maybe in the upcoming video. But if I saw the NFL dot info now, it should show some values. I think so. It should show some values. Now you can see here, I have around 0 to 58, like 59 columns. I have this much of rows in my data set. You can see those are the non-null values in my data set. This is the object one. So if I want to check how many columns I have object type. So I'll just write NFL dot data types, and in the data type I'll again write NFL dot d type is equal to object. So I'll get all the object type. What's wrong with that? I think it should work. स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट आणि में पे मारो problem है. Let me check. Yeah. So I'm getting all the object type of column, like date is object type, time is object type. So if I take like I'll take I'll just go and I'll take my data set dot head and I'll pass a 10 here. Let's check. So I have the this one. This one column is a but I'll go first over here. If you check the time, here time play time uh, play time different. So I'll just copy that and I'll go down here because our main motto is we want to remove uh, we want to handle the missing value over here. So I'll just write this column from NFL play time different, and then I'll just put over here is null dot sum. So I'll get all the. So here you can see I have a 374 values which are missing from. I'll just check over here. 364, 74. Sorry, 74 values are missing from that column. So what we gonna do? We can handle that with mean, median, or mode. If it is a categorical, we'll handle with the mode. If it is a continuous or integer value, we'll handle with mean or median. And uh, why we use a mode or why we do use mean median, there is a another imputer techniques are there, like linear regression, knn imputer. There are feed forward or back forward method are there. So we're gonna learn those things in upcoming video, but I'll keep it simple and I'll share here a simple technique. I'll first check the unique value. I'll just write pd dot unique, and I'll just pass my NFL dot NFL, and I'll just pass a column name play time different. So I'll get all the unique values from that. So you can see here I am having a nan value here. So I want to replace that nan value or null values with a mean or median because it is a continuous value. So what I'm gonna do, I'll just write NFL and I'll just write a column name, and I'll take the mean of that column. So if I take a mean, let's take. So mean is 20.57. So what we're gonna do, we'll uh, replace that mean here. Um, so let's do that. Uh, NFL NFL dot play time different. Then I'll again take NFL and the column name play time different, and I'll use the technique called fill NA value with. I'll just write the NA value of 20.57 over here. Okay. 57. Or you can just store that here. You can store that into a variable and I'll just here you can pass the variable also, but I'll just use the value, and I'll let's take the thing. So if I go here and if I check again this thing, pd dot unique values from, we'll just okay, and let's check. You can see here you'll not get any null nan value here. You'll get replace that with 20.57. Okay, all those nan value are replaced with uh, 20.57. So we have learned a basic thing here, but we'll, we'll see we can, is there any other if it is a categorical, we'll remove the categorical also. Let's check here. Do we have a categorical value? Which, yeah, we have side of field. Let's check that side of field. Okay, how many values are uh, NFL in the bracket? We'll take that, and then we'll take a PD. Oh, first we'll check how many values are missing. I know there's missing value, but we need to check when we do such a thing. So I'll check the, here you can see 450 values are missing from that column. So what I'll do, I'll take pd dot unique, and I'll just pass here my data sets column name. Okay, so I'll just take that thing. I'm doing the copy paste over here because I'm trying to save the time. So you can see here, these are the categories we have in our side of field. So I actually don't know the meaning of those min, mid, or pit or tail, what they have. But what we're gonna do, we'll just take that thing here. Because it is categorical, we use the mode over here. So I'll just write dot mode. I'll get the most frequent value. So you can see the most frequent value is oak. So you can see here is the most frequent value is oak. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna replace that nan value. Here is a nan value, and we're gonna replace those 450 nan value with a mode. You may have a question, why do we use a mode, and don't we have other techniques to replace with? So we have different techniques, but I'm using a mode because we are doing with very basic thing. We have not learned those techniques. In upcoming video, if you want me to create how to handle the missing value, I can create a whole guideline, whole techniques, how to detect, and then which technique should be used over there. Okay, so I'll just write here, we'll replace those with that mode value. So I'll just take this thing again. I'll just write there, and then we'll write fill now, fill na, fill na, and just I'll write oaks. I'll just write o a k oaks. Let's try, and then we'll check this again a unique value. If we have a nan present over there, that means we have not corrected. Oh, okay. You can see here. I replace that nan with o oak. So we don't have any nan value or a null value in our side of field. If you check here, you'll get, let's check. Do we have here? You can see we have replaced with oaks most frequent value from the field of side. Previously we have 450 present. Now we have replaced with 0. So we done the identification and handling of missing value. After that, we done a understanding of data formatting. So data formatting means there is a, you can see here. So what we trying to cover here is this thing. So we have a object means string value, then we have a int, then we have a float over here. So those type of data type present in our data set. But previously we have 102 columns. Now we have around 59 columns because we have removed some columns. Around 43 columns we have removed from our data set because more than 10,000 rows are missing from every single column. So it is uh, for even if you want to remove any column, you have to talk to your senior person, your boss, or do the some techniques over there to show that it is not a important column or important feature for this data set. Okay. And this is the understanding you'll get by a domain or doing the practice. After doing that, what we're gonna do, apply the normalization of a data set by understanding the relevance of using the feature scaling on your data and how normalization and standardization have varied the effect on your dataset. So if you saw your dataset here, the data is not in a one scale. You see the drive is in one format, one means one digit. Now the time is in a floating digit, then we have a time into a 15, then we have a time second in another thing. So what we're gonna do, we'll do the scaling here. The scaling is done by normalization and standardization, standard deviation or normalization. There's a two formula we're gonna learn in upcoming video, but in this video we have identified and handle the missing value. Okay, and we drop some rows or columns over here, but in upcoming video we're going to learn that missing value treatment, and it is a big topic I'm not going to cover in this video. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned. In upcoming video you'll learn lot and lot things. So thank you for watching this video, and make sure you subscribe my channel and hit the like button if you really like this video. Okay, thank you.